Thank you all. Thank you for joining us here today. And once again, let's give our governor a big round of applause for his investment in our city. He has proven his commitment to Rochester and upstate New York, and he is making smart investments where we need them. Most of all, we are grateful to him for recognizing that we need his help here in Rochester. Investing in important public infrastructure is critical to keep Rochester and Monroe County competitive with other cities around the country and the globe. And that's why we're so thankful that each of you have joined us here today. I'd like to acknowledge a few of our dignitaries that we have here. Of course, our Governor, Andrew Cuomo, our Monroe County Executive, Cheryl D'Onofrio, our Deputy County Executive, Tom Van Strident, President and CEO of the Rochester Chamber of Commerce, Bob Duffy, President of the Monroe County Legislature, Anthony Daniele, Minority Leader, Monroe County Legislature, Cindy Cayley, and we are also joined by several members of the county legislature. Let's give them all a round of applause. Now we have a very short video, and after the video plays, the county executive will come up to speak.
For decades, as the rest of the world moved forward, upstate New York was left behind. The economy lagged behind and state government failed to respond.
Upstate New York was going through an economic transformation, and someone had to be there to help.
But Governor Cuomo is not only giving New York a reason to believe, he's giving the rest of the nation a reason to come upstate.
This time we're not playing catch-up. This time we're actually paving the way.
Over the past 6 years, more than 24,000 new jobs have been created in the Finger Lakes region. And since just 2012, the state has invested nearly $1.3 billion in the region's transportation system alone. The governor has pledged to rebuild New York's middle class, grow the economy, create jobs, and invest in infrastructure and transportation. Today, we take the next step in delivering on that promise.
Having a first-rate airport is essential to be a first-rate economy.
We're investing nearly $40 million in the aging Greater Rochester International Airport, transforming it into a world-class airport and the economic hub of tomorrow. While the airport already supports nearly 10,000 jobs in the Finger Lakes region, renovations will create more than 1,200 construction jobs.
The more people who come to upstate New York, the more people who return.
Passengers can look forward to premier shopping, dining, and meeting spaces in the redesigned terminal, enhanced safety measures such as state-of-the-art security monitoring, and new TSA scanners to minimize wait times at security checkpoints. Finding your flight will be easier than ever thanks to color-coded navigation and Bluetooth connectivity to provide flight status and gate information. Passengers arriving at the airport will be greeted by a new architecturally significant facade featuring a solar canopy over the skyway from the parking facility to the terminal. And because the hallmark of this administration is not to make plans, but to make progress, this transformation will be completed by the end of 2018.
If we do what New Yorkers do, you're going to see a rapid rise of Rochester that I think is going to energize all of upstate.
We're taking flight, building the airport of tomorrow, and moving Finger Lakes forward today.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. Did you love the video? What an exciting day here in Monroe County. We are thrilled that Governor Cuomo is joining us here today for our groundbreaking on one of the largest and most impactful construction projects that this community has seen in a very, very long time. This is truly a transformational project, taking a great functional airport into the 21st century, welcoming residents, welcoming businesses into our area, restoring the economy and helping project this area forward in a very, very positive way. You know, we started planning for this airport renovation project last year, and we responded to the governor's call to compete in an airport competition. Well, you know what? Monroe County, from the very beginning, was in it to win it. Win for Monroe County, win for our community, win for our families, and win for our businesses. Well, today, to get here, we had an incredible team. And let me just take a minute to acknowledge the team who got us to where we are here today. First of all, I want to say thank you to our airport director, Mike Giardino. Unfortunately, Mike is with his family in a very difficult time right now, but I want to thank him for his incredible leadership here at our airport and also for bringing us here today. Will you join me in thanking Mike? Also, our deputy director, Andy Moore, and our airport team, Gary Gaskin, Bill Johnson, Tim and Tom Wilson, who are with us today. Team, would you stand up for a minute so we can acknowledge you? Thank you, Gary. Thank you to their team. We have an incredible construction team, and I want to take a minute to ask them to also stand so I can acknowledge them. You know what, this is a team that has done so much here at the airport for a long time, and they are doing just phenomenal work here at our airport. Would you please join me in thanking LaChase Construction, led by Wayne LaChase, who's here today. Wayne. Bill Mack and Bill Goodrich as well. Gentlemen, thank you so much. And also from Passero Associates, we have Greg Topping and John Caruso. Thank you very much to Passero. From CEI, we have Bill Selensky, and from CHA, Fabio Brandano, who are here today. Thank you guys for all your hard work. We're looking forward to great things to come here in Monroe County. I know it's already been mentioned. I want to thank our Airport Authority, led by Chairman Jim Bazana. Jim, thank you very much for your leadership over the years. Looking forward to continuing to work with you. Our legislature, President Anthony Daniele and also Cindy Kelly, thank you so much for your faith in this project and for supporting this great innovative project and vision for Monroe County. Thank you to my colleagues in the Monroe County Legislature. And last but not least, I have to take a minute to thank my team, led by Deputy County Executive Tom Van Strydonk, former commander in the Navy, serving admirably in the Vietnam War. Tom, where are you? Stand up and say hello to everybody. Thank you, Tom. Assistant County Executive Bill Napier and Assistant County Executive Mike Molinari. They get the job done, and this is truly a collaborative effort. So many different groups, so many individuals coming together to deliver outstanding changes for our airport. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Government works better when we work together, and I want to thank my government partners, including Sheriff Patrick O'Flynn, Mayor Lovely Warren, good friend to all of Monroe County as well, and of course to our Governor, Andrew Cuomo. Today, we are here for an important and exciting point in this project. We are here to break ground. Design work has been underway for some time, but today, all of the preparation comes to culmination. We are so excited to kick off this project, such an ambitious project here in Monroe County. And you know what? In 24 months, the airport that you drive up to today is not going to be the airport that you're going to see in 24 months. 24 months, huge transformation, lots of energy, lots of transformation, lots of opportunity. Let's see where we are today and where we're going to end up in 24 months. Well, as you drove in today or rode in an Uber, not yet, pretty soon, you might see construction vehicles and large piles of dirt. I'm proud to say that by the end of this year, the site will be a new home for family and friends staging their vehicles to pick up travelers that we're calling our smartphone lot. So listen, now when you drop off a passenger or you're picking one up, you know how it goes today. You pull up to the terminal and you look out your car window and you say, where's my son, where's my daughter, where's my mom, where's my passenger, and they're not there. So I know what you do. You just drive around in a circle until you see somebody that you recognize as your family member and you pick them up. That's not going to happen anymore, you see, because our new lot is going to have 31 parking spaces, an electric vehicle charging station that's going to help reduce the traffic that's on our roadways, unnecessary traffic waiting curbside for arrivals. You know what? This is going to be a convenient, great accommodation to all of our visitors here in Rochester and at our airport. The new smartphone lot is only the first part of the portion of our project to begin, and when it's done, In the fall, it's going to be open to all of our visitors. Let's talk a little bit about that lot. Well, you know what? We're going to have some modern technology. You're going to have a nice, large screen that you can actually see your flights coming in and going out. You can keep track of your passengers in a modern, convenient way. Imagine that, not having to sit on your cell phone, burning up your data, texting your kid as to when they're getting off the plane. The information is going to be presented clearly by using the space that we have available and that we're going to showcase today. Well, then again, you might be the kind of person who wants the latest, most comprehensive, up-to-the-minute information right in the palm of your hand. Well, guess what? I'm proud to announce today we're going to be launching rockrenovation.com. This new online resource is for visitors to our Rochester Airport. The website is designed to provide up-to-date information while the airport undergoes this transformation. It's new and it's for you to use. It's mobile friendly, so it will work on your phone as well as your desktop. We want to make sure that throughout our renovation project, our normal procedures and our traffic flow, if it needs to change, that our public is informed. We want to make sure that through this construction project, everybody is welcome to come and use the airport throughout the project. It's a great tool. I encourage everyone to take a look at rockrenovation.com so you'll know what you need to know as you come to our airport for convenient, customer-friendly service throughout our project. Well, arrivals, departures, where to park, changes in pedestrian traffic, general construction updates, all there on Rock Renovation. As always, our airport is open for business, fully operational throughout the construction project. You know, there's so much to look forward to during this project. We've seen it on our video. Easier access through security, new options for food and dining, fabulous restaurants, a taste of Rochester, a play area for our kids, technology, innovation, help for our hearing impaired customers, our incubator piece as well. But there's so much more. And you know what? We have a wow factor. Did you love the wow factor in the canopy? That is really, really tremendous. Well, you know, that canopy is going to serve a lot of different benefits. Whether we're talking about protecting our infrastructure, whether we're talking about making sure that our customers can get in and out of our airport in an easy way without being exposed to the elements like a day like today or the winter that we've had this past winter. Very, very important. Well, you know what? The airport canopy has functionality, but it also provides additional security for our airport, much needed throughout the country. We live in different times, and the airport security upgrade is one that we're very much looking forward to. But it's more than that. Last but not least, it has the wow factor. How many times do you pull up to your house? And I use this analogy often. You know, you look at your front door, and you say, wow, you know, I should probably paint that front door, because when you go to your house, you want to feel welcome, and when you want your guests to come to your front door and say, I want to be here. So when we approach our airport and we see that canopy, the beautiful canopy that you just saw, all lit up, it makes you feel good. And we want the people who live here in Rochester and the people who are visiting here in Monroe County and the businesses that are locating here in Monroe County to feel that wow factor. And it's not just going to be the wow factor that's felt here, it's going to be felt all over the country. I have never seen anything like this, and I am so proud to have this opportunity here in Monroe County. Isn't it great? Well, I got to say that the airport is a lot more than just canopies and food and amenities. You know what else it's about? It's about jobs. It's about jobs and the economy. It's about jobs during our construction phase, and it's about jobs after as well. I want to take a minute to thank Dave Young and our construction trades unions who are here today for helping us in this project and for doing great work in our community. Dave and your team, thank you for being here. So we know that this project means hundreds of construction jobs for our local residents, for our local families, and we are so thrilled to support local labor right here in Monroe County. The airport also means local tourism. So let's talk about the economic driver for just a minute. Our airport currently generates over $800 million of revenue connected to the airport. And our tourism industry generates over $1 billion of local dollars for local families and local businesses. And you know what? the airport is going to take us even higher. So I am so incredibly thrilled again to be here, to stand with you, to stand with my government partners, and to thank you for your support in this great project here in Monroe County. As I said before, this does not happen without great government partners and without leaders in our state. And I want to, again, take this opportunity to thank Governor Andrew Cuomo for his support in this project and your support of Monroe County. It is certainly something that is needed in this community, and I thank you for heeding the call of Monroe County residents. You know, this is the type of project that I know that you envisioned, and I am so thankful on behalf of the residents of Monroe County that you have selected Monroe County to invest here in this community. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm round of applause for our Governor, Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is a really, really exciting day, and it's my pleasure to be here. First, to Mayor Lovely Warren, who's not just Lovely Warren, she's dynamic Warren, she's energetic Warren, she's visionary Warren. Let's give her a big round of applause for her leadership. County Executive D'Onofrio is exactly right. This is a competition that Monroe County won. We believe in competitions in Albany. We want to get the most creative programs. We want to get the best programs. And the way that we do that is we run competitions. And we say, you put forth a plan, and we'll pick the best plans because we want to invest the taxpayers' money in the plans that bring the best bang for the buck. And this was a really creative, smart, intelligent program, and you deserve to win. And kudos to the development team, the administration here, and the county executive for putting together a winning application. Let's give them a round of applause. County executive was talking about pulling up in an Uber or a Lyft in the future. Well, I actually pulled up in a Lyft this morning, and bringing Uber and Lyft to upstate New York is essential. Downstate New York had it. Upstate New York didn't have it. Upstate New York matters also. You want to have a first-class economy. You want to have a first-class economy that brings tourists. You need Uber and Lyft. It's all around the country. People expect it when they come here. And now they have it. I want to thank Rita Bentley, who was a Lyft driver, who will be starting again in just a few weeks as a Lyft driver. It was a great way for her to help support her family. It was a great job. She mentioned that it's also a community service. A lot of the Uber calls and Lyft calls are during the weekends when people have gone out to a bar and they've been drinking and they shouldn't be driving anyway, and they provide a valuable resource. So I want to thank her for the ride here. Stand up, Rita. Stand up so we can give you a round of applause. So it is all coming together. And I want to thank my former Lieutenant Governor, not just for his service, but also for the education he gave me. Bob Duffy. Let's give him a round of applause. So, we know what it's all about. We know where we've been and we know where we're going. The county executive said it very well. It's about jobs, jobs, jobs. It's about transforming the economy. We know that we've had a tough period economically. When I say Bob Duffy gave me an education, I was the Attorney General and he was the mayor. And I would come up and we would do an event together and we would sit and we would chat. And he would lament the plight of Rochester and the plight of Albany. And he would say, in nice, polite terms, but he would say, you know, I can't get the help from Albany I need. I can't get the attention in Albany. I go, I walk up and down the hallways, I bang on doors, But upstate New York just does not get the attention from state government. And Rochester needs help, and Buffalo needs help, and Syracuse needs help, and Albany turns a deaf ear to upstate New York. And it was true. Sad, unfortunate, but it was true. You want to solve a problem, you have to admit the problem. Even if it's painful to admit, you have to admit it. And the truth is, and I'm not proud to say it, the state government did turn a blind eye on upstate New York for too long. Why? Well, most of the power was in downstate. Most of the legislators are from downstate. The upstate representatives didn't really have the clout to get their legislative body to respond. And the old expression, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Well, New York City and downstate with a squeaky wheel. And a lot of the attention went downstate. I said to Bob Duffy, leave Rochester, come to Albany with me, be part of the solution, and we will reverse the dynamic. And we did. And I'm proud to say, upstate New York has now had a greater investment from the state government than any administration in the history of the state of New York. And that's exactly what upstate needed. And we're now going to continue, and we're building on that. We also had a different approach. We said to each region, look, there is no cookie-cutter economic development plan. There is no cookie-cutter business development plan. Each region is different. You form a regional economic development council, we'll work with you. And you develop a business plan for your region, and then we will invest in your region. And that's what the Finger Lakes have done extraordinarily well. And it's built on two main pillars. One, you build on the assets of your region. Finger Lakes, Monroe, Rochester, what made you who you are was your innovation and engineering. That was Kodak, that was Bosch and Lomb, that was Xerox. You are an academic, engineering, innovation hub. That's what made you, and that's what you still are. What is the second generation of that set of skills and that economy? And that is exactly what you have been developing. It's photonics. The Vice President was here to talk about the exciting new developments that Rochester is doing in that area. You won a big grant from the state, $500 million, to advance it. In this budget, we have an additional $10 million for the Photonics Challenge, $20 million for the Remade RIT program, $2 million to extend DATO. So we are building and growing that economic thrust of engineering innovation now in the photonics field. The second pillar is around tourism. Tourism is a great economic engine for this state. We had an untold story about upstate New York. People had no idea what we had in upstate New York. We spent, over the past 5 years, about $150 million in advertising, the I Love New York advertising. Now, $150 million is a lot of money, right? And you've seen the I Love New York ads advertising what we have in upstate New York. $150 million investment. Tourism dollars have gone up $9 billion with a B from that $150 million investment. And we're getting more and more repeat tourists. Why? Because the world the way it is, people are looking for tourist opportunities that are closer to home, that are domestic, that are in the United States, so they don't have to fly overseas. And upstate New York has it all. And the Finger Lakes, anything you could want to do, you can do in the Finger Lakes. We're building a $5 million Finger Lakes Welcome Center that's going to lay out all the tourism opportunities in the Finger Lakes, but what you have in the wine industry, the craft industry, the geography, the hiking, it is magnificent. And we are just starting to tell that story, and we're going to continue that story. So whether you're building the economy around photonics and innovation, or you're building the economy around tourism, the sine qua non, the common denominator is you need an infrastructure that can handle it. Because the infrastructure is the template. You need the roads, you need the bridges, you need the transportation. You have to get people in and out, and it has to be easy, and it has to be enjoyable. You had 20 million visitors to the Finger Lakes last year. 20 million people. We want that number up. So we want to make it easier to get in and to get out. What is the front door? County executive's analogy. What is the front door to the Finger Lakes? What is the front door to New York City? It is the airport. It is the airport. And the airport is your front door. And it makes a statement about you. And it makes a statement about who you are. Now, this country is way behind when it comes to this. Way behind. Vice President Biden used to rail about we're way behind in terms of infrastructure. He was exactly right. President Trump is talking about investing in infrastructure. He's exactly right. Why? Because you fly around the world, you look at the airports, you look at their front doors, you look at how sophisticated they are, and then you fly into New York, or you fly into any state in the United States. And we are now a second-class society in terms of infrastructure. Joe Biden had that famous statement, got him into trouble. You know, the Vice President was very candid, Vice President Biden. Sometimes not that politic, but always very candid. And he said if you were blindfolded and landed at New York City's LaGuardia Airport and they took off the blindfold, you would think you were in a third world country. And all the New York politicians said, oh, how do you say that? You insulted New York. Now I'm offended. You have to apologize. I said, he's exactly right. He's exactly right. Not the most artful statement, diplomatic statement ever made. But, by the way, I've made plenty of non-diplomatic statements. Let's just say that. But you didn't have to applaud for that. Because that's not a positive that I make non-diplomatic statements. It is a recognition of reality, and I respect that. Rude, but true. But it was true. LaGuardia Airport is past its prime, and it's an embarrassment when you fly in there. JFK, John F. Kennedy Airport, our main international airport. It's a maddening experience to fly into JFK. Meanwhile, you fly into these airports around the world, and they're magnificent. So we're rebuilding JFK, we're rebuilding LaGuardia. And the same is true for Rochester. This is your front door. You want to say, I'm a first-class economy? You want to say we are a tourism destination? You want to say we are a place that is about the future, not the past? We're looking forward. We're investing forward. We believe in the Finger Lakes region. We believe in ourselves. We're excited about who we're going to be. Show people at the front door. Show them who you are when that plane touches down. And that is your airport, because more and more people fly now than ever before. And Rochester Airport, functional, built 1928. But you want to be ahead of the game. You have to innovate. You have to grow. You have to keep up with the competition. And we were not doing that, and you were not doing that. And that's what this airport competition was all about. And the plan you came up with is smart, because an airport isn't even what an airport used to be. An airport was, when I was a kid, a long, long, long time ago, the plane landed, the person got off the plane, got in the car, went home. That's not what an airport is now. An airport is a mini economic center in and of itself. The airport is a place where you can have a meal, where you can meet somebody and have a business meeting, where you can do business at an airport. Some people never even leave the airport and go into the city. They just land, they do business in the airport, and they take off. An airport is a destination in and of itself now. An airport is different from a security point of view, but it has shopping and dining experiences. It has safety measures incorporated into the operation of the airport. So it's not a time delay, and it's not incongruous. It has information all through the airport, so you don't have to go look and find a board and push people aside to find out when your flight's coming in. It should have information technology all through the airport. It should be energy efficient and sustainable and use the best energy efficiency. It should have connectivity with things like Bluetooth. It should have places for families who have children who are traveling, which is a big bulk of our tourism market. It should be responsive to the children. Children in an airport, that changes the whole experience. I remember that, walking through an airport with young children or toddlers and trying to get the tickets and trying to get through security. That was a pain in the neck, I loved my kids. I still love my kids, but that was why can't an airport be more family friendly? Signage is part of it, and the architectural statement that the airport makes. And this is where I think your proposal was brilliant, because it is your front door. And when someone walks in the front door of your house, before they say a word, they get an impression of you and who you are and how you live and what's important to you. The airport says, welcome to Rochester, this is who we are. And the architectural significance of your wave in the front of the airport, I think, is magnificent. It's creative, it's different, it's unique, it's you, it's your signature. It says so much about the Finger Lakes. It says we're creative, we're innovative, we're exciting, we're outside the box, we're not just institutional. And I think it is going to have a profound effect on people who not only visit, but people who are in Rochester, in Monroe, and who are going to use the airport. And it will be a unique signature. People fly in and out of airports all day long. They will remember when they fly into this airport because of this architectural significance. So kudos to the design team and the development team. One last point on the airport and the competition. Before we did the final awards, we met with all the competitors. I met with them myself, and I made a very simple point, which is you have to get it done, and you have to get it done on time. Why? We have a $100 billion development program for the state. We are doing more development in this state than ever before. Bridges, tunnels, airports, all across the state. When you say to people, government is doing a construction project, what do people say? Oh my God, a government construction project. It's going to take twice as long, it's going to be slow, it's going to be terrible, they're going to make mistakes, they're going to have to come back and redo it. This is going to be a nightmare, right? Slightly over-dramatic, but you get the point. We have to show people that that doesn't have to be the case. It doesn't say in the Bible, government must be incompetent, right? It doesn't say in the Old Testament, government must be slow, right? Government should be fast, efficient, effective, just as fast, efficient, and effective as any private sector company. So I met with the finalists I said, I want your commitment, and I want you to know as a term of this grant, you have to hit the milestones, and you have to get it done. And no excuses. It has to happen, and it has to happen fast. It has to happen in our lifetime. This is not going to be a 5-year project. This is not going to be a 4-year project. This is not going to be a 3-year project. This is going to be done, and it's going to be done by the end of next year, period. Otherwise, I don't want to participate in the program. And we brought that mentality to government. We're going to get it done, but we're going to get it done right, and we're going to get it done on time. I sat with a government project team a few months ago, who shall go nameless, and they said, we want to move the deadline for the project. I said, move the deadline for the project. I said, there's no such concept as moving a deadline. That's why it's called a deadline. It is a dead line. Dead is the word, and line is the word. It's supposed to be done on this date. You can't move a deadline. They said, oh, yes, 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 we do it all the time. I said, I know you do. I know, but you can't. But you do it, but you can't. Because it's a deadline. Now, you can miss the deadline, you can blow the deadline, but you can't move a deadline. Once it is set, you are supposed to meet that point. And I said to them, we are going to meet that deadline, or we're going to go to Plan B. And Plan B didn't involve them, so they wanted to stay with Plan A. And we're going to meet that deadline. We're going to meet this deadline. This is going to be an amazing project with significant economic benefits, a big boost to the entire region, and it's going to be done. It's a $60 million project. The state is proud to invest $40 million in the project. I believe it is an investment that is going to reap dividends. I think it's going to be a physical manifestation of the success and the progress that the Finger Lakes are making. I think it's going to be a physical manifestation of the energy and the excitement that is going on, and I think it's going to build on our momentum and our progress. We have created in the past 5 years 28,000 new jobs. Unemployment has gone from 8.6% down to 5.5%. The arrows are pointed in the right direction. We just have to keep it going. And that's exactly what this will do. It's my pleasure to be a partner with you in this great project. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor Cuomo, for delivering for Rochester and for helping us redesign our front door. We truly appreciate your support. We are going to have a ceremonial groundbreaking and taking a couple photos, so we ask that everyone please remain in your seats. Let's please give the governor another big round of applause and our county executive as well.